Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us as always. My name is Todd Baginski, and I'm welcoming you to the PowerApps Community Call. This is our January 22 PowerApps Community Call, and we're excited to kick off the new year. This month, we have April Dunnam joining myself here. Hi, April. How you doing?
Hey, Todd. Doing great. Happy to be here co-hosting with you this month.
Yeah, we're going to have a good time this month, and April has created something super fun for everybody. She made a Power App that gives away prizes, and so everybody on the call today has a chance to win some prizes, and we'll get to that after the presentation. We have some fun things we're giving away this month. So if you haven't joined us on the Power Apps Community Call before, we do this on the third Wednesday of every month. So the next time we'll do this will be February 16th. And we always meet up at the same time, which is 8 a.m. Pacific time. In this call, we bring you the latest news and community contribution and what's going on with Power Apps. We meet the teams who are actually making Power Apps and helping other people get the most out of Power Apps and learn how to use them, like April, for instance. We do technical deep dives on all things related to Power Apps. We're always trying to learn something new on this call, and those deep dives may come from Microsoft folks. They may come from folks outside of Microsoft, like Shadrack on the call here today, who's built a cool media player out of Power Apps. So we like to do the what's up with the business side of Power Apps and have a lot of fun with Power Apps every month too. So who brings you this call? Well, the call is always brought to you by more than just the folks who you see here talking to you today. That's April and myself on the call. You can reach out to us at those various places and see some of the videos or blog posts or things we do about this kind of technology. We also have Heather Hernandez managing the whole Power Apps community and promoting this call, and Andrew, who's chopping up the video and making it really good because most people actually watch this recorded. So thanks to everybody who makes this happen every month. We also like to thank the community we have. This call is the community call. It's all about the community. It's all about you. And so this cool word art here is all the people who participated in promoting this community with the hashtag PowerAppsCC on Twitter last month. So thanks everybody who did that. We love to recognize you and everyone spreading the good word. As part of our community on this call, people are answering questions all the time. So if you're brand new to Power Apps, or if you're a veteran with it, if you're blocked in any capacity or learning how to get started, ask a question in the chat. We've got people who are on the Power Apps team, as I mentioned, fast track recognized solution architects, Power Apps MVPs, champions, Power Addicts. Everybody who loves Power Apps is probably here today in this call. So if you need some help, just ask. We all love to help out. So that brings us to what we're doing today. So today we have Shadrack and Kavishi joining us to talk about, first, a fun topic with Power Apps, how to make a Power App audio player. And then the next one, Kavishi is going to talk to us all about the new pay-as-you-go features that have been introduced inside of Power Apps. So let's hand it over now to Shadrack.
Hi, all. So my name is Shadrack Inusah, as I was introduced earlier on. So I would like to just talk about myself in some few points. So I'm Shadrack. I'm a graduate Gold Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador. I've hosted over 35 plus events, which most of them are based on the Microsoft Power Platforms and mostly on Power Apps. I'm an IT compliance assistant at DreamOval Limited. It's a fintech located in Accra, Ghana. I'm also part of the .NET community in Accra as a volunteer as well. And I'm also, one of the most awesome things I started earlier this year was to join the low-code, no-code team league in the Microsoft Student Ambassador Program. So currently, being part of the Power Platform. I'm a Power Platform blogger currently, blogging on the Microsoft Tech Community blog site. Then one of the awesome things I also had, that was in 2021, February, and during the Global Power Platform Bootcamp, I was placed second during the African Challenge. Yes, and finally, I'm a BS Computer Science student graduate with management, yes. So did a little bit of management in my computer science program. All right, cool. All right, so before I move on with you guys, you can connect with me on social media, on Twitter, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, and then on Facebook as well. So this is what brought me here, and we are really going to have fun with it. So we are going to talk about the Power Audio Player, as I call it, Power Audio Player. This is something I've dreamt of doing when I started learning about Power Apps, or when I first got introduced with Power Apps. That was in 2019. My hope was to build something awesome. I built a COVID-19 application then. That got me the second place in the challenge. And then this is something which I always want to do, because I always want to have an application on my own to listen to my personalized music, yes, on my own. So I had to do this, and then it's awesome to share with the community how this came about. Already it's on the app sample site, where you can get everything about the application there, how to upload it, and also try it on your own or customize it, because I'm not that good with UI. I tried my best. Yes, and thanks to Alan, who also assisted me with the UI. Yes. All right, cool. So I would like to take you through the demo. All right, great. So let me do that.
I'll let you know as soon as we see it, Shadrack. So Shadrack, how long ago did you graduate college?
Okay, so I was part of the COVID-19 students who graduated. We had issue. We were part of the students who were supposed to graduate in 2020 May, and COVID-19 hit so hard that we went on break for 6 solid months, and we have to come back and graduate in 2021. So I graduated in 2021, thereabout. Yeah.
That's awesome. I just asked because one amazing thing I always see about Power Apps is folks who are just starting out their careers building such amazing things. And that's why I asked right there. That's really cool.
So to make everything simple, I'm sure there are some people here who are yet to know a little bit about the Office 365. So what I do most is, instead of going straight to the Power App, going straight to the make.app.com, instead of going straight there to do whatever I want to do, I just love to visit the office.com so I can have access to all the applications I need to work with. Okay. So I have here my Power App. So I'm going to open that up. Then one of the things I also have, but before that, I think I would like to demonstrate how the app works in Power Apps. Then we can just dive into it, the features and what is involved and what I implemented in making the app. Okay, so let me just get the app running for us to see how it works. Awesome. Okay, so this is the simple application I'm talking about, and I have in some few musics or audios that I'm going to play for you to see how it works. Okay, so in case I clicked on something like this, it pops up and it starts playing. Okay, so I can pause it. I can continue playing it. I can forward it. Okay, and I can. All right, so this is it. This is the application. Then I click on this. I go back, and I can play any other track. I can add more tracks to it here also as well. All right, that's good. So quickly, let's go into it. I'm sure you guys have seen how the app behaves now. So now we can move, or we can dive straight to how it was built. All right. So my data is in SharePoint list. List is here for us to just go straight to view it. I would like to go into my list from my SharePoint because I have to show you where the images are kept, and I'm using the classic view. So it shouldn't be that strange due to I was exporting and importing the data from different environments, and due to that, I need to use the classic view to have access to some kind of features. Okay, so it's still the same SharePoint. Yeah. So I'll go into my site contents to show you everything there. All right, so this is my SharePoint list podcast. All right, what you can see here is everything is being created here. The songs that you were seeing playing there were added in here. And how to create a SharePoint list, the link will be shared to you. It's part of the links that are going to be shared to you. So it will be shared to you for you to know in case this is your first time. Okay, I know some of us know, but in case this is your first time, the link will be shared to you. So I created a SharePoint list where I have the title I just created. I have the title, the artist, the artwork, which is your URL. Then I have the audio file, which is also a URL, or you can use the attachment to add your audio as well. Okay. When someone will ask, so how is the artwork popping up here? So with the artwork, I created this. Let me go back to my SharePoint. Okay. So I have a document library, which is for images. Okay. So I have it here. This is where I upload all my images. What I do is when I just select this image, if this is what I want to select the image, I just copy the link. Okay. Then I drop it. I drop the link in here. I drop the link in here to that particular artist. Okay. It's the same way I do to the audio as well, or the music as well. With the music also, I have another folder or another library created for music. Okay, so I think I dropped them in documents. Okay, so you can see some music here. Okay, the reason why, so with this one too, I just come in here. I can just come and copy the link, or I can upload straight as an attachment. Okay, to it. Okay, cool. Right now, let's go to the Power App. All right, so creating the Power App from SharePoint list is very easy because it has been integrated into the system. Microsoft has made everything easy for us to use as usual. So to do that, this app was integrated straight from SharePoint. So you can see this. So you click on this just to create an app. Then you give an app a name, then straight for it will create the app for you. Then you can do whatever you want to do to the app, adding touches and other stuff to the app. All right, so as you can see, I call this list screen. So Power App has what we call in Android, we have some things we call them layers and stuff. Yes, so we have screens here. This is my screen, the list screen, which I'm going to talk a little about it. So on my list screen, okay, that's where I have everything. That's where I have the list of songs in there, which I click on to play, or yes, so it's just like you're having your track list. Okay, that's something like that. Okay, so that's where the song database is also. So the songs in there, as you can see, if I click on any song, then it plays. Okay, so this is where they are. All right, then what happens is to edit the database. So if you want to see, this is the database. Actually, I'm coming. So this is the database in here. So let me come here. So you can see, yes, so you are seeing a lot of database here. Just ignore that. This is the database we are working with because, as I said earlier on, this is something I keep trying. I never give up. I keep trying until I keep pushing until I reach out to Alan, who told me or assisted me and made me know we can use the SharePoint to make this better. Yes. So I have tried so many ways. It wasn't easy, but it was very cool, which I never knew. Yes, so it's good. We all try our hands on this. All right, so on the list, you see these are just labels. Okay, this is just label. To do that is just here, insert. Labels are just here. So this is just labels I've just put in here. And these are icons, which you can put some little code. You know, Power Apps, you don't need to code too much. Okay, just some little PowerFX code for it to move. So, okay, so this one, you see navigate, add music, cover right. Okay, all what it means is when you click on this, it's going to navigate to the add music screen. Okay, that's the add music you are seeing here. It's going to navigate to the add music screen. Then the reason why you are seeing the cover right is whilst it's navigating, the screen transition, okay, should be cover right, meaning when you click on it, it's going to cover right. So let's try something already. Okay, so you see what happened. So when you click on it, it covers right. Okay, so that's the trick behind that. Or that's the meaning of the code behind that. Okay, so yeah, and I'm using the layout screen, which is also here. You can see that. So the layout screen can be changed to what you like. Okay, to what suits you. Okay, yeah. So that's all on the list screen. It has a search button also here for you to search the kind of song you want to listen to and stuff. Okay. Yeah. Then let's go to the play screen. So this is going to play. Yeah, I know it's going to play. Okay. So on the play screen, it also has a label. It also has this navigation button here as well. And then here, so let me start from here. So here you can see this image popping up here. You realize the music I click on shows. So let's go back here and let me click on this, Alt, then tap. So, all right. So you realize the music I click on is the artwork I see here. Okay. This is simply done with the image. Okay. So let me just show you something here. All right. So yes. So something like this. Okay. I want the artwork to show, okay, on in artwork that I clicked on to show on the screen. What happened is that I'm picking the artwork from, so you can actually upload the image yourself if you want to. You can upload image, so that's what you can see on the properties panel, that you can upload an image inside if you want, okay. But to do that, I didn't want to upload image in it because I wanted to pick image from wherever I clicked from, okay. So I have this small code there. As you can see, this is not strange. If you don't have much idea, links are going to be shared, which you are going to look through that and do that as well on your own. So song gallery, which is up here. So you see the song gallery, it was inside the list screen. So the song gallery dot selected. Okay, so whatever is selected, okay, and I want the artwork of whatever is selected. So this code, imagine I copy this code and I put it behind this. Okay, you realize this also changed. Okay, so if you realize it has also changed as well, the image container changes because that's the code. I said whatever I select in there should show in it. Okay, cool. So that's what you are seeing up there as the image container here. And these little things you are seeing here, I just downloaded from online soundbar. So you can see I have different types. They are small in sizes. So what I do is we combine them. So that's what you can see here. All are being combined. You can ungroup it here, ungroup, or you can group it. Okay, you can do it to any other stuff you have on the system. So I just group them and they keep moving because it's a GIF file. Okay, so they keep moving. That's what you are seeing there. What you are seeing here is just a label which has been given a text it should pick. Okay, so this time around, what I want the label to pick is song gallery. Selected this time around is not image but title. It should pick the title here. Okay, then the rest you can just use the properties to bold it anyhow you want. Okay, then the name of the artist is also song gallery.selected.artist. So you can see just simple codes I just added to get this done. So in here, there's something hidden in here because everybody will ask, so what is actually playing the music? Okay, so there's something hidden in there, which is the audio. So to do that, the audio is in here. You can add the audio from here. Yeah, so this is the audio. So you can add the audio from the media. Okay, so that's what I did. So the audio is here, but the audio is hidden. It's hidden because I don't want it to show, but I want the music to play, and I want this sound bar or this duration bar to control it without the audio showing. Okay, so I've linked all the audio, anything about the audio. That's the all the audio features and the codes and stuff. I've linked everything to these buttons, so that the audio can be hidden. That's the meaning why the audio is hidden. If you want to see the audio I'm talking about, let me just display it for you. So when you go to the visible, you can put it on true. Awesome. And now the audio pops up. So this thing was hidden. Okay, and you won't see it, but it's part of the it's part of what makes the fun. Yes. So that was hidden. And why these buttons are being able to control this is because when you go here, when you go to the audio, there is something here called start time, and I've given a variable to the start time with var start position. Okay, the var start position, the variable was declared in here. Let me show you that as well. So the variables are all declared here. So I think I will start from here rather. So the variables are declared here. So this particular button, what it does is set this variable, that's the var start position, and this var start position is being set here, and it's being also input at wherever this audio starts from. Okay, so this var start position is now representing the start position of this particular audio. Okay, then the audio.1 you are seeing here, audio one dot time you are seeing here is what is this particular audio. Okay, so this particular button is going to, when you click on it, is going to move this particular audio player playing the audio backwards twice. Okay, so in 2 seconds. Okay, so it's going to move it back in 2 seconds, and whilst it's moving it back in 2 seconds, the play should stop. Okay, so the variable you are seeing here, which is the var play, is also input in this particular audio. So let me go to the audio again. So this particular audio, this start time. Okay, the start. So this particular audio player start is now, we now have a var play there, and the var play was declared from here. So anything var play, or because we've already declared the var play, so now we can use the var play anywhere. Okay, so that's why I'm using the var play. I'll declare it here and I'm using it here. Okay, so what happened is that this should set the var play, okay, the playing time of the audio, it should set it to false. So when you're moving back, it stops. Okay, when you're moving it back, it stops. But you realize once it stops, as soon as you lift your hand on it, then it plays. Okay, so let's have a feel of that. Okay, so let's go. Alt. All right. So you see what happened. It stops and it continues to play. It stops and it continues to play. It stops and it continues to play. Okay, so that's exactly the code behind this. That's what you are seeing here. Okay, so it stops, and it continues to play. Without this, it stops and it will never play. Okay, but with this, it stops and it continues to play. Same thing happens, same things to this as well, to the forward button also as well. It also stops and it continues to move forward 2 seconds. Okay, so that's what you are seeing here. It also stops and it moves forward 2 seconds, controlling this particular audio player. Okay, so it also moves and it also stops and it also play whilst you are forwarding. It also stops and it also play. Okay, so let me hide this back. All right, so the variables are in the start. So the start has a variable of var play. Then the start time, which is the start time, that's the position, the beginning of the player is var start position. Okay. So let me go back to the VC go to force. Okay, let me put it on force then. Force. All right, awesome. All right, so it then vanishes. All right, now finally, let me talk about the audio bar, or the how should I call it? The duration bar, which that's what I've given to it. Okay, so the duration bar also has a default start position of var start pose. Okay, that's the var start position. Okay, so it also picks from the audio because it has been declared, variable has been given to it. So it also picks from the var start position. So the default is var start position. Let me pick it again. Okay, so the default is var start position. Then in here, maximum. Okay, so the maximum is audio one dot duration. Okay, so it picks. So if you realize, I said the audio one is the audio player. Okay, so the audio player the duration. So it should pick the audio player's duration. Okay, so you can see these are some just simple FX codes which are controlling everything here. Okay, this is something which, I mean, a lot of us can do, but you know, you have to really come to understand how this thing works. Okay, so when I was starting, I was thinking it's going to be something difficult. Okay, I was thinking it's really going to be something very, very difficult until Alan told me that no, this is very simple. Like, this is really simple. I was like, really, is it simple? He said it's very simple. I said, wow. So I seeing this come true, I was really happy because it's something I've been planning to do for so many months. I've always been planning to fix this, to get this running. So I tried so many things. You can see I had a lot of database on my platform before this was playing actually. Okay. I don't really know if I left something out, probably. So, okay, this gallery. Yes, so this particular one, if you realize it changes, okay, so it changes to pause and play, pause and play. Okay, so what happened is that, and these are all image files I uploaded in here, in the media here, okay, they are all here. The background, I didn't do anything strange. I just downloaded a background, and that's the background also here. Like everything you are seeing, this is the GIF file, everything is being uploaded here. I'm just using them, okay. All right, so with this particular one, finally, let me just talk about this and then I can hand over. So with this particular one, what happened is that when you click on it, okay, it's going to play whilst I talk because it has been set already. So when you click on it, what happened is that it should go on not VAR play. Okay, so let me show you that. All right. So we set VAR play to true. Yes, that means it should play. Okay. I'm looking for. Every time when I think of you, I don't know. I feel loved again. I don't want to. All right, because it's going to be uploaded on YouTube, I don't have to let it play much. So what happened is that when it is not VAR play, okay, it shouldn't show. That's the visibility. So when it is not VAR play, the play button should show. When it is playing. All right, so whenever it's playing, then the visibility for the pause should be VAR play. Okay, so as soon as you click on it, then it means it's not VAR play. So the VAR play, as I mentioned earlier on, is what triggers, or that's the variable behind the play function of the media or the audio player, as I displayed to you earlier on. Okay, so this VAR play is just, I mean, you can also you can just give it anything you like. Okay, so it's just representing the play function or the play pause function. Okay, that's all. So finally, just introduce the app to you once again. Then I can hand over to Todd. All right, so thank you.
Uh-oh, I think you got muted.
You got muted, Shadrack. That was great. Thank you.
That was awesome.
Thank you very much. There's so many different things you showed in there, not just how to integrate the audio and the SharePoint part, but so many different ways you took controls that were out of the box and made them do things they weren't intended to do so you could build that UI. And I think that's one of the coolest things of Power Platform is how we can constantly reuse controls to do other things like you did there. Like that duration bar with the toggle, really, really clever. That's awesome. I can see why you did so well in that contest for sure.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I had so much sleepless nights to work on that contest because it's really my vision to do more awesome stuff with PowerApps.
That's great. That's awesome. Well, next time you do something cool, let us know and come on back and show us again. And for those of you who don't know how Shadrack and we connected for the call, it was Twitter. Again, it was just someone said, "Hey, Todd, check this cool thing out." And I was like, "That's awesome." And reached out, and here we are. So if you have something cool, it goes out to everybody. Just let us know. We'd love to get you on the call so you can show it off too. Well, thanks again. Let's jump ahead here then to Kavishi's presentation. And so Kavishi, I'll just let you pick up the slide deck here because you've got all that ready to go on your end. I don't think I've ever seen that many emojis ever in the community call for a demo either. That's a new emoji record.
That was a lot.
That was awesome, and it's so hard to go after Shadrack now. Nobody can top his presentation now. That was a super cool app. All right, so I'll go ahead, share my screen. Thank you, Todd. Thank you, Shadrack. Hey, everyone. Thank you so much for attending this call today. So today, PowerApps Pay As You Go. So before I talk more about Pay As You Go, earlier last year at Ignite, we announced a new way to pay for PowerApps, which is pay-as-you-go model. So pay-as-you-go is nothing but a new model to complement the existing offerings in the market to pay for your premium PowerApps. Using pay-as-you-go, you only pay for what you use after you use it. And that provides you high level of flexibility to get started with premium. And this is based on a lot of feedback we got from the community that sometimes, it's hard to predict the usage of a premium app. It is hard to convince your organization to adopt premium capabilities because of the licensing cost and the commitment associated with it. So because of that, we introduced this new way, pay as you go, to pay via Azure subscription for your actual usage after you have used the premium capabilities and derived value out of it, instead of pre-committing to the premium capabilities and paying for the licenses. So today in the market, we have these two subscription plans to pay for PowerApps premium apps. You can do that either by purchasing a per app plan, or you could do that by purchasing a per user plan, which gives you access to all premium apps across all environments per user. And these are the two ways you can pay for PowerApps today. With pay as you go, we introduced a third method in which you only pay for what you use after you use it using your active Azure subscription. So one key thing, the difference between the existing subscription plans and the pay-as-you-go plan is that you only pay for the active users. What active users mean is that your app could be shared with thousands and thousands of users, but only if a subset of users end up using that app in a month, then you only pay for that subset of users. And we'll talk about that in a little bit of detail. Moreover, with pay-as-you-go, you get some Dataverse capacity so that you can, again, use your premium apps with Dataverse connector with ease without worrying about the storage. And you can easily scale as your needs grow and just pay again for the overages using Azure subscription. So basically, it is super simple to use. All you need is an active Azure subscription. You connect your Power Platform environment to the Azure subscription. And as soon as you do that, your environment becomes a pay-as-you-go environment. And any usage for PowerApps or Dataverse within that environment is now charged against Azure subscription on the actuals. And all the billing details of how many apps you consumed, what is the actual usage that was consumed for an app, how much Dataverse capacity was used, all of that granular information is available in the Azure portal, as well as a much more detailed report is available to you in the Power Platform Admin Center. Again, pay as you go, one of the reasons is to provide you the flexibility to try out PowerApps Premium, understand what's the usage pattern in your organization before you adopt it. Or there are certain scenarios where pay as you go might work better. So, just to explain, in some scenarios, we know that developers or IT teams already have Azure subscriptions that they use for paying for other Microsoft services that they use. So this just provides you the flexibility to use the same payment mechanism for Power Platform as well. Sometimes it is hard to predict the licensing usage. It's hard to predict how many users would use it. And because of that, it's hard to get the agreement from the procurement team to get started with PowerApps Premium. So this just gives you a very easy, low friction way to get started with PowerApps without any upfront cost or commitment. And once you establish usage patterns over time, you can purchase the prepaid licenses if you get better discounts or a better deal on it. Sometimes pay as you go is actually much better than the subscription plans, especially in cases of seasonal apps or occasional apps. For example, if you have an HR app that needs to be used by the entire organization, but you know that it will only be used by a subset of users over a year. So you don't want to license every single user to use a premium license or a premium app. So in those cases where you have seasonal apps or occasional apps, pay as you go works great because then you only pay for the active usage using Azure subscription and you don't have to license anybody. Finally, this is one of the feedback, one of the ways customers in the preview program have been using it is to split costs seamlessly within their units in the organization. So for example, if HR department wants to make sure that they have an easy way to understand how many apps and how many users do they need to pay for. Similarly, a different department wants to make sure that they have easy cost splitting mechanism and just pay for the active usage within their business units. Pay as you go is great. You can use different Azure subscriptions for each business unit, or for the same Azure subscription, you can use different resource groups and make sure that you're only paying for the active usage for your business units without really any hassle of splitting bills at the end of the year. So again, pay-as-you-go is great for anybody who wants flexibility via Azure subscription, or anybody who wants a low friction way to get started with Power Apps before really committing to Power Apps Premium, or in use cases where you have seasonal or occasional apps. So now to understand really how to set up pay-as-you-go, because it provides a lot of great value. The good thing about pay-as-you-go is it's super simple to set up. There isn't a multi-days or a multi-step process. Anybody with the right permissioning, anybody who's an environment admin or a Power Platform admin or a global admin has the capability to go set up pay-as-you-go. So all you need to do is you just need an active Azure subscription, and then you go link that Azure subscription to a Power Platform environment. You can do that in the Power Platform Admin Center or within Power Apps directly for the app that you really want to use for pay-as-you-go. As soon as you connect an Azure subscription to a Power Platform environment, that environment becomes a pay-as-you-go environment. What that means is all the apps within that environment are now charged against the Azure subscription. Then you can finally share your apps with however many users you want to share with. No worries, you'll only be charged for the users who actually end up using the app. And then whoever uses the app and whatever Dataverse charges are incurred, the entire bill is visible to you in Azure Cost Management, where you can see for Power Apps, for Dataverse, how much charge is incurred. In the Power Platform Admin Center, you'll get a much granular report. Azure portal also provides you a great visibility. It allows you to set up budgets and it allows you to set up alerts for the spending. Let's say you want to set up an alert for a particular threshold so that you want to make sure you don't go over budget for your organization. You can easily do that. So Power Apps Pay-as-you-go leverages the existing cost management capabilities available in Azure so that you don't have to learn any new concepts. You just leverage how you've been using Azure subscription so far. Now, in order to really understand that, how are these charges really incurred? How does the bill gets generated? How do you use it? So think about it. So we have two different kinds of meters to make sure that you are able to pay for Power Apps and Dataverse via Azure subscription. So for Power Apps meter, you are charged for any active user who uses an app. An active user is anybody who opens an app at least once in a month. So let's say I, as a user, use the app 10 times in a month. I'll only be counted as a one active user, and I will be charged only one time in a month. Similarly, if I, as a user, uses two different apps in a month, I'll be counted as two active users, and I'll be charged for both the apps that I use in a month. And I can repeatedly use the same app over and over again in a month. No problem. We'll only be charged once. Also, if you already have a per user license, there are cases where you already are licensed. So in those cases, we just exclude you and you're not charged again. So if you look at this example in month one, only two users use an app. So you're charged $20, $10 per active user. In month three, only one user uses an app. So as you see, multiple users have access to the app, but in different months, different users are using the app. So you're only getting charged for the actual usage after the usage has already incurred. Similarly, for the Dataverse, so with pay-as-you-go, as soon as you link your environment to an Azure subscription, you get 1 GB database and 1 GB file capacity in your environment. And this is to make sure that you're able to use Dataverse connector easily and run your premium apps. So you already get this capacity free every month, 1 GB database and 1 GB file. And then as your data needs grow, you can easily scale without any extra effort, and then you only pay for the overages. For example, in the first month, let's say you go beyond 1 GB database capacity, you spend 1.5 GB database capacity, so you only pay for that 0.5 GB database capacity. In month two, you did not go over, so you don't pay anything because that 1 GB capacity is already allocated to you. Finally, let's look at the demo to understand how this works end to end. So when you look at this, this is a Power Apps portal. From an app, you can easily go to the app setting and set up pay-go. All you need to do is just go to the setting, select pay-as-you-go, provide a name of a billing policy, basically provide a name to an association that you create between an Azure subscription and an environment. You choose your active Azure subscription, your resource group, and you click Connect Subscription. This connects your environment to the Azure subscription. Now, all apps within this environment will be charged against Azure subscription. So the process is pretty simple. So let's say now go to a different app in the same environment. So as you see, pay-as-you-go is already set up. And now let's say you want to add new environments. You already have this Azure subscription connected to one environment. You want to add more, or you want to remove some other environments. You can easily go to the Power Platform Admin Center from within Power Apps, and you can edit this billing policy, which is an association between an Azure subscription and an environment. And you can add new environments or remove environments. So this environment is already added, like we just created in Power Apps. You can add a new environment to the same billing policy. So now both the environments will be charged against Azure subscription. So as you see, the experience is pretty simple. A couple of clicks, all you need to do is just select an active Azure subscription. Finally, as an admin, right, if I want to understand what am I being charged for, who is really using these apps or consuming Dataverse capacity in an environment, you can download this report, which provides you a very, very granular view of who is using your apps, who is consuming the Dataverse capacity, when did the charges occur, how much is the overage, how are you being charged? So this is very granular. And then finally, you can go to the Azure portal where you will see these resource groups and you would be able to see what charges are being incurred on the Power Platform for Power Apps or Dataverse. If you have any questions, let us know in the chat. I'm not able to see the chat right now, but if there are any questions that you want to discuss or if you have any feedback, please send us an email or feel free to ask now.
Thanks,
Sure,
Kavishi.
a ton of questions.
That was great. There's a bunch, and Sean's going through them too. April, did you spot any in particular that Sean hasn't answered yet?
Yeah, let me see. Sorry, I got to scroll through the list because, like I said, there's a lot. So, I don't know if this one was addressed from Peter. Is it possible to mix pay-as-you-go and per user, or does users with per user license are also charged if we use pay-as-you-go on an app? So basically, can you mix and match?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. So yes, you can use pay-as-you-go and per user licenses together. So let's say you set up pay-as-you-go for one environment, and in that environment, some users are licensed with per user licenses, and some of the users are completely unlicensed. So you will only be paying for the users who are unlicensed. Users who have per user licenses are not included in the meters. They're not included for the Azure subscription bill. So you're not paying for the users who are already licensed. Regarding the second part, where can you pay per app? No, pay-as-you-go capability is available at an environment level. So you really connect an Azure subscription to a Power Platform environment. And then all apps within that environment are automatically charged against Azure subscription. What you can, however, do is you can go and you can turn off PayGo for an individual app in the Power Apps portal. So you can go to the settings and there is a toggle where you go turn off PayGo for an app. But know that if you turn PayGo for an app and you don't have a per user license, then you don't have a way to access an app because you blocked access to Azure subscription and the user is not licensed. So you're really blocking their access. But yes, you can mix and match per user licenses and pay-as-you-go.
Awesome. The other one I saw too from Rick, is there any way to put a do not exceed cost in the pay-as-you-go model so the cost can be budgeted?
As far as I understand, and Sean, feel free to chime in. So Azure does allow you the capability to set up alerts. So you can set up alerts for whenever you exceed, but I don't think there is a way to block access to users for an app. At least on the Power App side, there is no way to block access as soon as you exceed a particular limit. But Azure provides this capability where you can set up alerts so that you are informed as soon as you know that you're going over the budget that you have set up. And then you can take the manual measures to stop that. Maybe you can reach out to the users who are incurring the charges based on the detailed cost that we provide you in Power Platform. You can turn off PayGo for particular apps that you think are incurring those charges. Manage costs.
Yeah, that's right. The other last thing I mentioned on that front is the way many Azure customers manage this is through alerts and cost management, like you mentioned. Alerts can not only message you, but you can also script actions to take place. So a lot of people script IT admin actions to take place. And I've thought about doing a blog post someday on how you would maybe script some Power Platform admin actions to take place when you exceed certain costs. But in theory, that should be possible to customize what actions you would like to take place based on what makes sense for your organization.
Awesome. I don't know, Todd, how much time we have for more questions because there's
I think we should probably just hold the questions for just following up in email or continuing in the chat so we can finish up on time with the rest of the call. Yeah, it looks like Sean got to many of them already here. I see he answered a good 4 or 5 of them, so that's great. Thanks for coming on and showing us that, Kavishi. I have a real quick question for you. It creates a resource group I saw in Azure. Does it put anything inside the resource group, or is that just so you can hook it to the billing in Azure?
It does put a Power Platform account resource in the resource group. And the function of that resource is purely to hook up billing to Azure. So we have a way to connect the environments in Power Platform to the right billing subscription in Azure. That's the only function of that resource, but that does get put into that resource group as a hidden resource. But you can go and see it in the Azure portal. You can also tag that resource if you want to help out with cost management and budget allocation scenarios. That's all possible, just like any other Azure resource that you have.
Cool. So nothing you have to manage or configure or do inside of there. It's just all plumbing, essentially.
That's right.
Okay, cool. Right on. All right. Well, let's get to the next part of our call here today. And this is going to be a little extra fun today because this is the first time we're ever doing like a giveaway here on the call and a little bit of prizes. So before we jump into that, if you're new to Power Apps, you're trying to learn more about Power Apps, it's many times the case when people are watching this call. Here's a bunch of great training resources you can check out. And this deck is all available when we publish the call on YouTube afterward too. So we encourage you to come and check these out. Some of these sites are made by Microsoft. Other ones like Power Platform Learn Resources by a community member named Rory does that and just gives that training content away. Really good stuff there. So let's get to the recent news then. This one is really exciting to me. This was just announced this morning. The ALM Accelerator for Power Platform. I tried to draw a real quick picture of it and I took it off the blog post. What is this? Essentially, this is how you get ALM working with Power Apps and Azure DevOps repositories. Before it was GitHub repositories that the Accelerator kit worked with. And so you've got this awesome app that sits on top of Azure DevOps pipelines, which interact with Git-enabled source control systems like DevOps Now or GitHub. And you can get it here at this link and download it and read all about it. But essentially what it's doing is it's enabling ALM for you so you can have a mature way to take your Power Apps. So the next cool announcement is the Power Apps portals now have the search and the Dataverse search API available in preview mode. So you can see what that would look like to build a portal and do a search against Dataverse data there. And you can learn more about it on the Power Apps team blog as well. And then the final big bit of news that I saw in the last month, I guess it was kind of a slow month, right? Because we had the holiday. But the Power Apps Ideas has new enhancements in it and new capabilities in it. So I encourage you to check out this blog post and try this stuff out because I was a little skeptical myself to begin with, coming from writing code myself my whole life and like, oh, this is too good to be true. I can't just write sentences and it'll spit code out. Yeah, it does exactly that. And when you go review the code, it's good code it gives you too. So I think you all would love to try that out. And that brings us to the community part of why we do this call. So some things that are going on, and I mentioned this in chat before, if you've got something going on in the Power Apps community, reach out to me or anybody else associated with the call and let us know. We'll help pull a slide together and advertise what you're doing. So the Global Power Platform Bootcamp, there's still time to register and organize that for the 18th and 19th of February, about a month from today coming up. We also have the Scottish Summit coming up again in February as well, so you can go learn more about that too. I think the countdown graphic is a little off now, right?
Yeah, no, that was actually postponed. Just a quick update for everyone because of COVID. I think till June or July, I can't remember. No set date yet, but it was postponed.
Thanks for the update on that. I didn't know about that one yet. Then the next one, oh, April, you must have updated this one.
Yeah, sorry, I
surreptitiously
snuck
today.
that in at the end. We had a lot of great new Power Platform samples on the PnP repo. So we have a cool Power App sample of a COVID vaccination survey app of Siddharth. We have an icon button component. We have a cool PowerFX sample of how to take a JSON object to a PowerFX table. And then I added my PowerApps Wordle application to there as well if you want to be able to play Wordle more than once a day and get your fix on. So a lot of great samples. And if you have any samples you want to add, like a great one we saw today, would love to see that there in the repo. And there's a link at the bottom there to get to that.
Awesome. Very easy to find that. aka.ms Power Platform Samples. That's cool. That looks like a fun app. I'm going to have to try that one out. You built there, April.
Yeah.
Wordle. All right. What else is going on in Power Apps land? There's always the Power Addicts Hangout too. So this happens every month as well. It's called much like this one. People from all over the world get together and just chat about what they're doing in Power Apps and help each other learn great things with Power Apps. If you look on Twitter for this hashtag Power Addict, you'll find all kinds of great tweets and cool things going on in the world of Power Apps.
Yeah, and I have a new show on Learn TV called The Low Code Revolution. So I have tried to add new episodes every month. If you want to be a guest, I have a link there at the bottom left where you can go sign up, and love to get your content on the show, anything Power Platform related. So not just Power Apps, all Power Platform, especially like Fusion dev scenarios too, or integrating Pro Code. Would love to get those topics on the show.
Awesome. It's got a great name for that too, April. I like that. Okay, and this brings us to our first ever Power Apps community call quiz. So we have put together 5 questions about the Power Apps community and Power Apps in general. So there's a little sprinkling of have you ever developed with a Power App in this quiz, and there's a little sprinkling of what do you know about the Power Apps community and our community call. So I see you made a handy QR code for that there, April.
I did.
Awesome. Very cool. So you can either click the link here, everybody, or I can stick that one into the chat here as well. And then go ahead and scan the QR code, and there's 5 questions in our survey. So we're not going to keep your names, your names, your emails. They're just there if you win. We'll delete them all when it's all done today. April, I'll let you take it over now because April's got the fun part now. She's got the app that's going to figure out who answered the most questions right.
Yep. So let me move this to the side here. So this is a quiz itself. So obviously you're going to need to go through and answer all the questions. Only 5 questions. We do need your email and your name just so that we can give you the prize. There are 3 prizes. Here's the app that I have built to give this away. It's PowerApps Canvas app. We have our leaderboard. So as you all start completing the quiz, answering the questions, your names will show up here. If you've got at least 4 of the 5 questions right, then your name will show here on the leaderboard, and we'll randomly draw someone, 3 people in this case, to win one of the prizes in order. So for our 3rd place prize, we have one of these Power Addicts buttons, which I am wearing right now. So cool buttons that Kavishi put together a while back for the Power Addicts community. We have in 2nd place a Powerful Dev shirt. So we had the Powerful Devs conference last year, had many great speakers, including some of you here on this call. And so we have a baseball t-shirt. I have a few different sizes so we can get with you and work together the sizing on that. And our grand prize is from Todd. We have a Stream Deck XL. So I'm super excited about that one. I love my Stream Deck. I use it every day for my YouTube and streaming and all of that. So yep, very cool. Looking forward to that one. So that'll be our grand prize. So let me give a refresh here, see if we have any answers. Oh, wow. Yep, cool. Looks like we got quite a few on our leaderboard here so far. So Bryant, Krishna, I see a lot of familiar names. Cool. All right. How much more time you want to give people to complete the quiz?
Well, we only have one more slide. Let's give it one more minute for everybody to.
All right. Cool. Shouldn't take too long now. I'm crossing my fingers this app works. I finished it the last minute last night. The logic to randomly draw some people. So hopefully the demo gods are in my favor today with this sample.
The first time running it ever.
Yes. Nerve-wracking.
Right on. That's
All right.
awesome.
Cool. Well, we got quite a few here, so I'm going to move over here and we're going to draw some winners. How about that?
All right. Okay, here we go.
Drum roll, please. The third place PowerApps button winner.
Oh, look at this.
Come on. I'm using Power Automate to randomly pick someone from the list there, so hopefully it's going to work. It's being a little bit slow, which is slightly concerning, but I'm going to hope that it works here. Worst case, I'll reload the app really fast and we'll go from there. Which my internet speed should be good because I'm plugged in here.
I love the animated Wheel of Fortune here.
Yeah, hopefully it's not making anyone too dizzy. That's going pretty fast and furiously there. Okay. Yeah, you know what I'm gonna do? I am just gonna real fast refresh this thing and we'll see if that, there we go. So there's all our contestants. We'll see if that works here. Awesome. Gerard, cool.
All right.
X button winner. Congratulations, Gerard. We'll get in contact with you on how to get that. We'll go for prize 2 here. Rob. All right. Good going, Rob.
Must be present to win?
No, yeah, if you had to already leave, we'll just email you as long as you provide your email address, hopefully, form.
Look at the chat, April. Look who's clapping.
Nice. Okay. All right, now we need the drum roll. We need the grand prize, the Stream Deck, the one that I'm super jealous of, the XL, because I just have the regular Stream Deck. Krishna's the winner.
Oh my gosh, Krishna wins everything on the
he was in
community
our
call.
he was a question, right? Like you were a question, Krishna, and you won the Stream Deck. That's perfect.
Demo
Yeah.
extravaganza and the prize winner. That's too lucky. My gosh,
Yeah.
Krishna, you should go buy yourself a lottery ticket today, man.
I know, right? And I promise this was all completely random too. Nice.
That's
Well, congratulations, everyone.
Thanks for the fun app, April. That's
Yeah.
so cool. It worked great.
Yeah. Well, first time not, but it came together in the end.
There you go. Awesome. It sure is fun to start the year giving away things and having a good time with everybody.
Yep.
All right. So that brings us to the end of our call today, everybody. And we're going to do our best to see what prizes we can round up for next month, too. So on behalf of April and myself, we'd like to say thank you to everybody who came today to present, everybody who is part of the community here and sharing your time and knowledge with each other. You can watch this recording real soon on the Microsoft 365 community YouTube channel. You see the link to it there. You can also follow us on Twitter on a couple different Twitter aliases you see where we post the links to the call and upcoming calls and things like that. We'll see you next month on February 16th at 8 a.m. Pacific time. And until then, keep having a great time building those Power Apps. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everyone. See ya.